Ultimate taste, ultimate creativity. Blood orange liter bottles, gourmet flavorings. I mean, this specific thing, the reason I'm taking this is that I find this really interesting for a small little practice thing where I could paint figures onto the box itself. And it's a pretty clean box. I mean, it's not bad. This is the strangest part, actually, of recycling and sourcing, is that you see immediately what isn't really cared for and what doesn't have any value attached. I don't know. Somebody had to package these napkins. Somebody had to make this napkin. And then meanwhile, I think that's my role where it comes in is I do see value in it, and I will try to make something out of what I'm seeing is disposed of or, you know, not cared for or cared about. I mean, these bell peppers, for example, that's in this, that actually is interesting for the farm to table idea that I have. So I might carry this. Oh, and then this is cool, look. So it tells you where the red bell peppers came from and who packaged it. She's a number, she's a name here and a face blurred out. But what does that mean, right? And knowing from my experience that my mom worked for a while at an onion packaging plant to support me and my sisters and whatnot, that then brings in the personal reason as to why I do this project. So this for sure, I can't even walk away. I don't want to risk not having it, so I'm taking this for sure. What does it mean to come across something that the universe said, here, you can look for it and find it and then do something with it, whatever that means. This box for me has a personality now. I can't ignore that. It's not just a box, it's a box that belonged to some, or so many things that come across. Actually, for me, it's more therapeutic to go out and just do this because of my process, you know, is about eventually leaving the stuff behind. So if I'm putting in all this money to buy canvas, for example, and letting them all behind, but in this case, at least I'm able to find a way to get my ideas out there without needing to spend too much money. Oh well, strike one. Let's see. This dumpster seems like the one, although I might have to climb in this one. Alright. Let me see how this would work. Can scale this way. There's definitely big cardboard here. This is perfect for sure. I've had enough experience with cardboard to know what actually works and what doesn't work. And like these are perfect because they're not, they're not like stapled, heavily stapled together. But this cardboard is perfect for when eventually I cut them out. I don't struggle too much. So I'm glad that we found this actually. I mean, it's an indirect thing. There's going to be questions obviously that are going to come up from the project. I mean, people are going to be like unaware of the context of some of my pieces, right? But then sometimes I think that that's the better scenario for me, is that I can just create a surprise aspect to them and a curiosity that they wouldn't necessarily have. So if I were to do something like, say, a big march or a big protest of it, or even like have words to this, it kind of limits who would be interested in it. But if I leave it a lot more open-ended, I don't know, I think that that's the power in culture and giving it another life is, for me, it means one thing, but for a viewer, it means a whole nother. And so if I leave it open-ended, I think that that's why I do this way, is that if I leave it open-ended, some way, somehow reach around the kind of limited thought process if I narrow it down to something very specific like a domestic worker, right? The tiniest little thing, even like, in my case, a person that I've seen working, it inspires something within me. And the person that was out there working did not at all intend for me to be inspired by them, right? It just happens. I'm referencing a picture of a man that I took. It's a little bit out of context, obviously. It's not somebody I took a picture of raking leaves on campus, which is where it's going to go. But the point is to interject or interrupt that process of people and students walking around campus here. So it's where the artistic sensibilities are able to kind of blur a little bit. I mean, it's based on reality. This really does happen, but it's not quite the exact reality for the situation I'm going to put them in. It just becomes a case where I can easily connect in any part of the world, because no matter where you go, there's always laborers. There's always somebody working for somebody else in some context. The fact that the power of the work isn't just in one person's idea, it's in the connection to others. So the people that are going to encounter this as participants and engagement aspects give the artwork its actual power. So, you know, where do you draw the line as to who made what, right? I'm very sensitive to people's reactions, even though they're not expressing them. A lot of people walking by just really don't have any interest or won't express their interest because they're on their way somewhere else. Even a passing glance might be okay because it's an image that now they're left questioning or wondering about. As an artist, you can hear reactions if you exhibit it in a museum, or if you're watching or if you make a film. The audience will let you know after the screening what they thought or what they didn't think. And here, it's just existing, so it's just a very great location for it to be seen, I guess. And whether it's appreciated or not, it's another story.